When the genie, as they say, is out of the bag, it's very hard to put back in. Technology, its impact on mass communication, how it's leveraged to inform and misinform, used to spread propaganda and uncover the truth, often at the same time. Now, those who believe they can control that storm rarely understand it. Hello and welcome, I'm Nikita Singh, and this is Take It Out. In this episode, we look at how a revolution brewed on Discord. We'll also dig a bit deeper into Elon Musk's most ambitious plan yet. Take a bird's eye view of all the high-tech weaponry being showcased at the Taipei Defense Expo and end with a breezy tale about electric ferries in an ancient European capital. It took 27 hours for Gen Z protesters in Nepal to organize themselves on Discord, communicate offline through bit chat and overthrow the government in Nepal. Why Discord? We look at what makes this gamers platform so popular with young people looking to connect and organize.
In Nepal, a generation fed up with corruption and inequality turned to social media, sharing viral posts under hashtags like Nepo Kids that exposed political privilege. But when the government tried to silence them by blocking Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube and other major platforms, Gen Z did not back down. Instead, they got creative, switching to platforms like BitChat and Discord to organize rallies, hold live-stream debates, vote on an interim prime minister, and keep their movement alive offline and online. If there were still any doubts that Nepal's Gen Z was leading the protest that overthrew the government, then the poll on Discord settled the matter. Discord is a social platform originally meant for gamers to form groups and share information. It was on one group on Discord that Nepal's new interim prime minister was chosen. For the benefit of the non-Gen Z among our viewers, here's why this new age online platform became the digital center of the protests in Nepal. A single server on Discord named Youth Against Corruption drew over 100,000 participants and became the heart of the movement. The server hosted a debate on Nepal's next interim prime minister, which was also streamed live on national TV and other digital platforms. After hours of debating and live polling, the Discord community backed former Supreme Court Chief Justice Sushila Karki as interim Prime Minister of the country. The 73-year-old was sworn in last week after her name was formally proposed to the army. A young activist from Nepal, Pragyan Ghale, was one of the participants of the Discord server where Karki was informally chosen to lead the country. He live-streamed the debate and polling on various social media platforms.
I started live streaming Discord the moment I found out it was going to be used as a platform for voting. I was continuously streaming and taking part in many of the discussions, trying to document everything that happened, because that was the point, transparency. Overnight, it turned into a mass town hall. So big voice rooms, threaded channels, live debates, rapid polls. And that scale created a sense of legitimacy where tens of thousands of young Nepali participating, and it even surfaced former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the contentious interim PM pick in a way the world never expected.
Discord, a US-based free chat application, lets users connect via text, voice and video. Launched in 2015 as a gaming platform by Jason Citron and Stanislav Wisniewski, Discord now hosts communities on everything from politics to music. So why did Nepal's Gen Z choose Discord? The platform offers massive scale. A single server can host up to 500,000 members, with anyone able to join via an invite link. Administrators can use moderation tools such as mute, filtering messages and permissions to keep discussions orderly. Discord also enables live streaming of conversations to other digital platforms, letting a much wider audience watch polling and results in real time, making the whole process far more transparent. Participants can even choose to use an anonymous digital ID to share their opinions, create a safe space for people to speak on. The anti-government protests in Nepal also put the spotlight on BitChat, a new Bluetooth messaging app launched by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey in July this year. With major social media platforms banned and the possibility of internet outage, protesters switched to BitChat to coordinate rallies, share live updates on police movements, and plan logistics offline. BitChat requires no SIM card, email or phone number, making users anonymous by default, and connects devices directly over Bluetooth. BitChat is a modern take on an old idea, using direct device-to-device signals to build a mesh network rather than depending on central servers. It is a prime example of how obsolete or overlooked technology, in this case Bluetooth, can become a digital lifeline. While BitChat operated as the back channel, Discord emerged as the public forum. And together they fused anonymous offline messaging with open live-streamed debates, fueling a digital political movement.
Nobody in the world has seen a revolution like this, that you could outcast the government in 27 hours. First, the 19 people on the first day died because of the social media ban and the bad way the security handled it. But on the second day, when they started uniting, nobody expected that within 4 hours, the government would collapse.
Musk's fascination with colonizing Mars seems straight out of a Tintin adventure. But can we really go to Mars? Here's the latest on the challenges and the prep.
The fascination with space exploration has existed ever since man first looked up at the night sky. Travel to distant parts of the solar system and beyond to look for other habitable worlds has been an enduring theme in popular imagination. When it comes to articulating science fiction into believable goals, no one is louder than Elon Musk. Musk has made the colonization of Mars his life's goal. His argument is simple: Earth is vulnerable to climate, to wars, to asteroids. To survive, the human race needs to find alternatives. Why Mars? The red planet has a day that lasts just 37 minutes longer than Earth's. It has seasons, it has ice that can be turned into water. But Mars is also deadly. A thin atmosphere, freezing temperatures, and constant radiation. The first challenge is, how would we get there? How do you protect humans from cosmic radiation? How do you carry enough fuel? And how do you keep crews alive during months in deep space? Now, SpaceX has had a great deal of success. Its Starship is designed to be the biggest rocket ever built, fully reusable and capable of ferrying a large number of people to the red planet. If we do manage to get to Mars, the next challenge is going to be one of survival. Now, NASA is already running experiments to see how humans cope. Cut off from the outside world for more than a year, Kelly Haston was the first commander of a first-of-its-kind simulation for NASA to prepare for a future mission to Mars, sealed inside a habitat in Texas.
Even just the joy of actually exiting the habitat and going out into this outdoor environment, even if it was, a VR, that gave me a great deal of satisfaction. And I loved looking at the Martian sun.
To test how crews handle isolation, limited resources, and constant stress. For humans, space is a hostile place. Humans are protected from cosmic radiation on Earth by the atmosphere, but in space it poses a real threat. Then there's microgravity that can cause bone density to drop by 1 to 1.5% in a single month. The heart atrophies. It no longer needs to work so hard to pump blood from the feet to the brain, and arteries can age between 20 and 30 years in just 6 months. And finally, how do you survive on Mars? Engineers are testing 3D printing of habitats using Martian soil.
So here in Chapia, you're looking at the wall, and this habitat was 3D printed. This is one of the technologies we're exploring for how we might build a habitat someday on Mars. 3D printing technology could be an important technology. The reason is because we would be able to use resources within Mars, such as the Mars regolith, and then make a building out of it.
and scientists have already succeeded in turning Martian carbon dioxide into oxygen, at least in small experiments. It still seems like an extraordinary prospect, a pipe dream, but Mars might well be humanity's first outpost beyond Earth. The bigger challenge, however, may lie on Earth, at the rate that human activity is affecting the environment, driving other species to extinction, accelerating climate change, raising world temperatures and triggering natural disasters. We might need to save Earth first. And that might be an easier prospect than colonizing Mars.
Vilnius. Well, I just love the sound of that. The capital city of Lithuania is a lesser-known European city and has a gorgeous historical quarter. Now, the city is reclaiming its rivers and has introduced non-polluting electric ferries for commuters and tourists. That boat sailed earlier this month. Have a look.
Home to one of the best preserved old cities in Europe, the story of Vilnius isn't just etched in stone churches and Baroque rooftops. It's inseparable from the two rivers that flow through it. Located at the confluence of the Neris and Vilnia rivers, from which the capital city of Lithuania gets its name. During 5 decades of Soviet rule from 1940 to 1990, Vilnius's rivers were neglected and its riverbank areas largely derelict. Today, the city has transformed into a modern European capital city that has reclaimed its rivers. And now it's the first city in Europe to weave fully electric ferries into its public transport system. Not for tourists, but for ordinary citizens heading to work.
This project came from the city municipality, Vilnius city municipality, and this year Vilnius is the greenest capital in the Europe, and we have a lot of events and a lot of projects on this. One of this is electric boats, full electric boats in the Neris river.
Passengers glide past Gothic towers and glass facades alike, the city casting reflections of the past and the present on the same stretch of water. From the decks, passengers see the city in layers, medieval bridges, Soviet remnants, and the sharp skyline of the modern district rising behind it all.
We are very proud of this project because we are looking in Europe and nobody else so fast did this project. So we are very thankful for our partners, for the boat company who built the boats, and it was obviously a big responsibility for the city and for the citizens to say that we will make a boat in 6-7 months.
The technology is invisible but ever present. Shore power stations recharge lithium-ion batteries while passengers board the ferries. The same digital app that buys you a tram ticket in the city now gets you one on the boat. The current fleet consists of 2 boats, each carrying up to 32 passengers, with 2 more under construction in Latvia. Inside, passengers enjoy panoramic windows that frame uninterrupted views of the city and the Neris River, which stretches for 235 kilometers through Lithuania, offering a unique perspective of Vilnius's history, skyline, and waterfront. There's a bigger point here. Every kilometer covered on these boats emits less than half the carbon of a diesel bus. For Vilnius, crowned Europe's green capital in 2025, that statistic is part of the brand. But it's also part of a promise to cut emissions by 40% by the end of the decade.
If you live in the center, in this area, and you work here, I guess yes. Especially maybe women would like it, like a romantic way to go to work or to clear your mind after work. I think it will be very cool.
For the residents, this isn't just transport, it's a kind of reclamation. A city once turned away from its rivers is turning back, using technology to stitch heritage and modernity together. For some, it's a practical commute. For others, perhaps a romantic detour. For Vilnius, it's proof that history and innovation can ride the same current.
The massive military parade in China certainly made headlines. Taiwan also held its own defense expo this month. Here's a quick look at some of the military hardware that was showcased in Taipei.
Earlier this month, China held its first parade in 6 years. An unabashed display of advanced weaponry and military might. The sheer size of the parade and attendance of as many as 26 heads of state certainly had the desired effect. Visuals of the parade were seen on media across the world. 2 weeks later, across the Formosa Straits, in Taiwan, a much smaller but equally cutting-edge display of military hardware got underway. The Taipei Aerospace and Defense Exhibition opened on September 18th. The exhibition showcases a plethora of new military systems and unmanned vehicles produced by Taiwan and other countries. At the exhibition, for the first time, Taiwan's Air Force publicly unveiled the Chiang Kong anti-missile system, a mobile platform built to search, track and intercept tactical ballistic missiles at high altitudes.
The Chiang Kong missile system is a land-based, medium-range, anti-ballistic missile system developed by our National Chung-Shan Institute of Science and Technology in response to operational requirements and the threat posed by enemy tactical ballistic missiles. It is capable of intercepting enemy tactical ballistic missiles at medium altitude and, together with our low-altitude Patriot missiles and Skybow 3 missile system, forms a multi-layered interception network.
Taiwan's army also showed off its latest domestically developed drones. These included attack drones and those meant for surveillance. The Taiwan President Lai Ching-te recently announced that Taiwan will raise defense spending to 5% of its GDP before 2030. The biennial event, which is being held until Saturday, has drawn the participation of more than 400 companies from 14 countries, the largest number to date. Was proof that his words have certainly had the desired effect.
Well, I'm so glad we carried the story on the boats in Vilnius. With all the doom and gloom in the world, it bears reminding ourselves of the beauty and positivity that life has the potential for. On that very happy note, folks, have a great weekend and catch WION on YouTube and follow us on social media. This is Nikita Singh signing out. Bye-bye.